6-6, practice 2, problems number 1 and 2. We're going to do problem 1 and we're going to do problem 2 because they're very, very similar. All right, so we have learned, I know that you don't remember it, but we have learned that if this is a trapezoid, which I know because these lines are parallel, but these are not. If this is a trapezoid and this is an isosceles trapezoid because this is equal to this, these legs are congruent, right? This means this is an isosceles trapezoid, and if you look in your notes, it says in an isosceles trapezoid, the base angles are congruent. That means if this is 60 degrees, this will also be 60 degrees. Now, something that you learned way back, and common sense kind of helps you understand, is that if you have a pair of parallel lines and you get a line crossing it, those angles that are on the same side, they're going to add up to 180 degrees. That means I know that this angle right here and this angle right here, whatever it is, I don't know what it is yet, but these two angles together are going to equal 180 degrees. I know that this angle and this angle are the same. Now you may be thinking to yourself, Mr. Ramos, I already have the answer to my question. I know, but this is really important, okay? If you know this angle, you know that this angle and this angle together equal 180. So if I know one of them, the way to find the other one is this amazing little math thing. They call it subtracting. That means you can, instead of adding, to say, okay, what would I add to this? You can do the reverse and subtract. Okay, so I could do 180 minus 60, and that gives me what this other number is supposed to be. That's what subtracting is all about. So 180 minus 60 is 120. That means that this angle down here is 120 degrees, and so is this one over here. Now the question was only asking for angle T, and I know that I already found that, but I did want you to remember that that's how this works. Angle T, we know, equals 60 degrees. In the next question, angle Y. Okay, but first, let's just do the same thing I did in the last question. I know that because this is a trapezoid, because I have one pair of sides parallel, and because it's an isosceles trapezoid, because I have the other pair of sides is equal to each other, they both have a length of 7, that means that I know that if this is 68 degrees, this one over here will also be 68 degrees. I also know that these two angles up here will also be the same. Okay? That's going to be the same as that. Now, let's see here. Let's take this angle and this angle as an example, or I could do this one and this one. If you have these parallel lines, the angles that are on the same side of a line crossing them called a transversal, they are supplementary. Again, just like this last question, right? So if you're looking at this question and saying, I don't know how to find this angle, then you did not really pay attention to this last question, because these are also going to be supplementary. That means that this angle right here and this angle right here, if I were to add these two angles together, they're going to equal 180 degrees. Okay? And since I have one of them, to find the other one, I could just do this thing. See, if you know that two things added together equal something, and you have the answer, the way to find the one of the ones that's missing is this amazing math principle called subtracting, right? So we're going to do 180 minus 68. We're going to subtract that. So this is going to be 112 degrees, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, that's right. 112 degrees. So now we know that this is 112 degrees. And this one is also 112 degrees. Okay, so the question says, what is angle Y? Angle Y, we now know, 112. There's 1 and 2 from 6-6 practice number 2. I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have any questions at all. And Mr. Harmless, Math Explainer Extraordinaire will help you.